Welcome back to our channel, folks. Today is a beautiful sunny day, and we are absolutely thrilled to have you here with us once again. Grab yourself a warm cup of coffee, settle into your favorite comfy chair, and let us dive right into the latest and greatest updates from Port Charles. I tell you what, there is nothing quite like the excitement of a fresh face shaking things up in our beloved town, and this week we have got a real treat coming our way. We are officially welcoming the incredibly talented young actress Kaden Brenna Tokarski to the General Hospital family, and she is stepping into some mighty important shoes as the newly aged up Scout Kane. Now, I have seen a whole lot of casting changes in my time sitting in front of this television screen, but there is something particularly special about this one that just makes my heart smile. It is always a bit of a gamble when a show decides to age up a beloved child character, but looking at what we know so far, I truly believe they have struck absolute gold with this young lady. She is bringing a whole new, vibrant energy to the screen, and I simply cannot wait to see her in action and watch how she changes the dynamics of her family. Now, we all know exactly how things work in the soap opera world, do we not? We have this funny little thing called soap opera rapid aging syndrome, or SORAS for short. It is an old television tradition, as American as apple pie and Sunday dinners. One day, a character is just a tiny little tot playing with wooden blocks on the living room rug, and the next time you blink, they are walking down the stairs as a full-blown teenager with a whole lot of attitude and a mind of their own. It is just the absolute magic of television, and honestly, it is one of the things I love most about our shows. It keeps the stories moving forward at a brisk pace and gives us juicy new drama to sink our teeth into. With little Scout, it feels like it was just yesterday. She was a little girl holding her mama's hand, but now she is ready to take on the world as a young woman, and I reckon that is going to open up a whole new world of rich, emotional storytelling possibilities. What really tickles me about Kaden taking on this monumental role is that she is not just walking onto the set blind. She actually knows her stuff when it comes to the deep history of General Hospital. In a recent interview that just warmed my heart, she let it slip that she has been watching the show for a few years now. She even mentioned watching the heart-wrenching scenes from a few years back involving Scout's fake death scare. Bless her heart. That shows real, genuine dedication to her craft. It tells me that she deeply respects the history of the character and the heavy emotional weight that comes with playing the daughter of two powerhouse families. When an actor takes the time to truly understand where their character comes from, it translates beautifully and naturally to the screen. It makes the performance feel grounded and real, and for us longtime viewers who have invested decades of our lives into these stories, that kind of respect means the absolute world. Let us talk about the elephant in the room, or rather, the absolute spitting image we are about to see on our screens. When those casting photos of Kaden first started circulating around the internet, my jaw practically hit the floor. I mean, heavens to Betsy. The physical resemblance between her and Kelly Monaco is simply uncanny. They look exactly like two peas in a pod. It is like looking at a young, vibrant Sam McCall all over again. The casting department deserves a massive standing ovation for this one, because finding a young actress who not only has the serious acting chops required for a daily drama, but also shares such a striking physical similarity to her on-screen mother is no easy feat. It instantly makes the mother-daughter connection feel believable, authentic, and deeply rooted in reality. You look at them side by side, and you do not even have to suspend your disbelief for a single second. You just know deep down in your gut that this is Sam's girl through and through. Speaking of her wonderful mama, we absolutely cannot talk about Scout without talking about the legendary Sam McCall. Sam has always been a fierce force of nature in Port Charles, tough as nails and incredibly independent. She is the kind of woman who does not take an ounce of nonsense from anybody, always ready to stand up and fight tooth and nail for the people she loves. And let us not forget her iconic, undeniable sense of style. That classic, rugged leather jacket of hers is practically a beloved character of its own at this point. Sam is a true survivor, someone who has navigated the darkest, most dangerous corners of this town and always come out swinging with her head held high. So, naturally, the biggest burning question on everyone's mind right now is whether her teenage daughter is going to follow in those exact same rebellious, leather-clad footsteps. Are we going to see a miniature version of Sam running around causing a glorious ruckus? Well, young Caden gave us a delightful little sneak peek into Scout's mindset during her recent chat with Soap Opera Digest, and I have to say her answer was just absolutely perfect. She said, and I quote, "I think Scout is an independent person, but I also think there are a lot of similarities. I think she is a strong fighter, smart, and funny. Now, does that not just warm your heart and make you smile from ear to ear? She is not just a simple copy-paste version of her mother. She is her own unique, beautifully complex person, but she has most definitely inherited that fiery, unstoppable McCall spirit. I absolutely love the idea of Scout being a strong fighter. In a crazy town like Port Charles, where danger and deception are always lurking right around the corner, a girl has got to know how to stand her ground and protect her peace. Being smart and funny is just the wonderful icing on the cake, giving her a well-rounded, charming personality that I am absolutely sure we are all going to fall head over heels in love with. And as for that famous, highly anticipated leather jacket, well, I reckon we might just have to hold our horses and wait and see. But honestly, even if she does not wear the exact same clothes or ride a motorcycle right out of the gate, she is already wearing her mother's incredible strength like a badge of honor. It is a truly beautiful thing to watch a young girl come into her own, figuring out exactly who she is while carrying the heavy, proud legacy of her parents on her shoulders. Teenagers are notoriously tricky to write for television, but if the writers truly lean into this independent fighter angle, we are in for a spectacular treat. I can already picture her rolling her eyes at the adults, sneaking out of the house to solve her own little mysteries, and maybe even giving the local police department a real run for their money. The apple certainly does not fall far from the tree, and if Scout has even half the grit and determination that Sam does, she is going to be a formidable, unforgettable presence on our screens. Now, we absolutely cannot forget about our father's side of the family, the dashing Drew Kane. Cameron Matheson has been doing a phenomenal job portraying him, but let us be completely honest with ourselves. Drew is caught up in a whole heap of messy trouble right now. With all the scandalous, shocking drama happening down at the lake, and the horrifying truth about Nina Reeves pushing him into the water while poor, sweet Willow takes the unfair blame, Drew's life is a bit of a chaotic mess at the moment. How in the world is a smart, observant, sharp-witted teenage girl like Scout going to handle all of this ridiculous adult chaos? Teenagers have a special, uncanny way of seeing right through the nonsense that adults try to hide, and I have a strong feeling Scout is not going to sit quietly on the sidelines and watch her family fall apart. She is going to have tough questions. She is going to have loud opinions, and she might just be the exact person needed to hold her father accountable when things get incredibly tough. This is exactly where the real, juicy, emotional drama lies, my friends. The shifting dynamic between a newly minted, opinionated teenager and her complicated, flawed parents is an absolute goldmine for rich, emotional storytelling. Sam and Drew have a massive amount of history together, both wonderfully good and heartbreakingly bad, and now they have to figure out how to navigate co-parenting a young woman who is smart enough to see all of their deepest flaws. I can easily envision some incredibly touching, tear-jerking, and perhaps slightly explosive scenes between Scout and her folks in the near future. Will she rebel against Drew's current messy situation and push him away? Will she lean heavily on Sam for guidance and support, or will they butt heads fiercely like strong-willed mothers and teenage daughters so often do? It is these everyday, deeply relatable family struggles mixed perfectly with that classic soap opera high-stakes drama that keeps us coming back day after day, year after year. Furthermore, I truly believe that Port Charles is in desperate need of a vibrant, energetic new teen scene to shake things up. We have got a whole lot of heavy, dark, intense storylines happening right now. Ruthless mob bosses, cutthroat corporate takeovers at deception, mysterious executives hunting people down in the shadows, and sometimes we just need a bright breath of fresh air to balance it all out. A new generation of characters brings a completely different kind of light and hope to the show. We desperately need those sweet first crushes, those silly high school rivalries, and those innocent, youthful mistakes that feel like the absolute end of the world when you are young, but make you smile when you look back on them. Scout entering this crucial age bracket means she is going to start interacting with the other kids in town, forming deep friendships and maybe even sparking a few dramatic rivalries. It is going to add a wonderful, colorful new layer to the fabric of the community, making the town feel so much more alive, relatable, and dynamic. For those of us who've been faithfully watching this wonderful program for decades, watching these beloved children grow up on our screens is a deeply emotional, profoundly personal experience. We truly feel like we are a part of their extended television family. We vividly remember the dramatic days when they were born. We remember their wobbly first steps. And now we get the absolute privilege of watching them navigate the tricky, unpredictable waters of young adulthood.